So here's Maddow. Maddow's story on what happened with. Isn't Maddow supposed to be like their superstar? Isn't Maddow like MSNBC superstar?
Yes.
Tyler, would you say yes or no? Like that's their superstar.
Yeah, I've never watched MSNBC.
MSNBC replacing Maddow with previously canceled Alex Wagner, puzzles insiders, no institutional memory. MSNBC Alex Wagner has Rachel Maddow's time slot replacement for 4 days a week. The network's biggest star is not on the air, but insiders have questioned why executives would attempt to replace Maddow with a previously canceled host who never moved the needle on television. MSNBC finished the second quarter of 2022 with its smallest audience amongst advertisement demographic of adults ages 25 to 54 since 2003. MSNBC's nearly 2-decade low in the critical category came during a jam-packed stretch of news that included Russia's ongoing invasion of Ukraine, the Uvalde, Texas school shooting, and the beginning of the January 6th committee hearings. The second quarter also featured Maddow scaling back her workload to once a week as she began hosting the Rachel Maddow Show only on Monday nights last month. NBC selected Wagner as a former MSNBC host to replace Maddow with a new program at 9 p.m. Eastern time slot, Tuesdays through Friday, beginning in August. What do you think MSNBC is going through right now, Tyler? What is this all about?
As Adam said, I don't pay much attention to MSNBC, but they're I think everybody's trying to redirect, man. They see Tucker Carlson has the leading audience across cable television, not just in Republicans and Democrats as well. And they understand that people have their numbers. CNN, MSNBC, all those outlets, they're trying to revamp and redirect themselves. I think MSNBC is tired of being the crazy Joy Reid, Rachel Maddow network, and they want to do something different. Now, I'd like to give Rachel Maddow some credit. We saw the other day, we played the clip about her, saying Trump never cited this insurrection. So credit where credit is due. But I think people want to get more of the Jake Tapper vibe where, yes, you may be opinionated, but at least you're rational, coherent. You can make an argument. You can fault your own side, et cetera, et cetera.
You're not an activist. You're just reporting the news. Yeah,
Correct.
You have your biases, which we all do. But like right there, Pat, when they said the 2-decade low happened during a jam-packed stretch of Ukraine and the beginning of the January 6th committee, nobody wants to hear that shit, bro. Nobody. It's just too much. It's like, threat to democracy. I don't know how many times I heard threat to democracy over and over. And like people are just tired of it.
Well, and don't forget, they're the same people that told you there was Russian collusion.
Of course, exactly. That's where I was going. Yeah, that's my point.
People know that they hired the former producer from ABC News to literally produce the first week of this trial. They know it's a show trial.
Tom, what do you think is going on here?
I think MSNBC's got to find itself. And there's two thoughts that are in the mind of leadership and that they can't reconcile. One is they honestly feel they are a liberal position network. They feel they are equal time. That's what they feel. And that's why they filled it with Rachel Maddow, who became a hit, and so many things with it. The other side of it, they're looking at the reality of Tucker Carlson, the reality of moderates, the reality of ratings, and they're also looking at the reality of corporate ownership, and they are trapped. They're trapped between the identity of what they feel MSNBC is and the ratings and the need for commercial decisions, and they're stuck in the middle. And you're seeing them trying to do it, trying to put together talent.
Who's the right person for MSNBC right now? Like, if MSNBC was to go out there and get somebody, who would be a good person for MSNBC right now?
I think the problem that MSC is having is those right people have already left. Who am I talking about? Brian Williams, I thought was an absolute stud. Gone. Do you remember his what he wrote?
Yeah, of course.
Said this is not what I signed up for, basically.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I was a big Brian Williams fan. I was also a fan of, what was his name? Chris Matthews. Been on the air forever, and he got caught up in the Me Too scandal. What happened with him? MSNBC, much like CNN, jumped on the anti-Trump train. Now that the train is off the tracks, what's your story now? You're not going to just start defending Biden. So they went all in on the anti-Trump, campaign. Trump's gone. You quote unquote won. You remember Don on CNN, but Don Lemon cried, "I don't care."
Yeah, we won.
Okay, now what?
Exactly.
Now, you got to still be journalists and tell the news and tell the stories and the facts. And the facts aren't pretty right
Adam,
now.
Do you know Sauce talks money? Zero sarcasm here. Do you know Saucecast? When you do Saucecast, you have more viewers than Don Lemon does.
Seriously?
No.
That's
Why
insane.
are you
No,
laughing?
seriously.
You have the same amount of viewers as Don Lemon does.
All right.
Think about that. When you're doing a YouTube live, you're getting the same amount of viewers as a Don Lemon is getting.
Wow.
How are they selling advertisement on Don Lemon's show? How are they selling it? Like, what are you telling people to do?
Yeah.
Are you like, who is watching that show in the first place with Don Lemon? So, anyways, if I'm MSNBC, if I'm any of these big guys, you gotta go be heavy duty recruiting today and bring a new vision in that's exciting, and you really got to fire the bottom 30% of people that are hurting these numbers and show the marketplace that you're MSNBC. Everybody knows your brand, but you've taken the wrong angle. Again, peddling, trying to please everybody, and you're trying to make everybody happy. Didn't work out. Maybe a new strategy is a good place to start right now.
Well,
because if they keep going the way they're going right now, they're going to get crushed even more.
Well, there's a case study for you, and it's CNN. Bring in Jeff Zucker. So you bring in Jeff Zucker. He strategically built exactly what he wanted to build, and he was not inhibited in any way. Now, he screwed himself up with the whole affair thing, the thing that went over the marketing, because that was a lack of integrity. But what he built was what he said he would build. It just didn't sell. The product didn't sell.
You're talking about CNN
Correct.
Plus, yeah.
And CNN Plus. So you need to start at the top. You need to bring someone in and set the strategy and go. And if America doesn't like that product, they're not going to watch it. But that's where it's got to go. It's not going to be, could we pay Tucker Carlson $1 trillion to come across the street and say we're going to do it? You don't start it at that level. You have to do it the way CNN did and bring in leadership to set strategy and to put it there. And if America doesn't like what's there, as they didn't like it with Jeff, then his affair and everything becomes an excuse to also put a nail in him.
Well, CNN and MSNBC should pray to God that Trump wins, so they could go back to the talking shit about
Right, then
Trump.
they'll get their viewers
That's a
back.
good point.
I'm dead serious.
That's a really good point.
Actually, very good
They
point.
better pray to God that he wins again, so they can be like, all right, the Trump train's back on the fucking track, and let's just bash him every day. Oh, insurrection. That's all they're gonna do, bro. So everybody that's there better pray to God, because that's what Mark Zucker had. It was the Trump show and all those undercover Project Veritas videos. Those guys are like, bro, that's all they told us to do was Trump, 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 Trump. Bro,
Right.
it worked.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.